Hello! So ages ago I got these coasters. It's a kind of wood set of coasters, like a stack of pancakes. They were super cheap, they're super light wood, there's no weight to these at all. I just was thinking originally I would paint them up and perhaps give them to someone as a gift maybe, if I couldn't think of anything else to give them. But the other day I was thinking about block printing, and specifically about wood block printing. So very much like lino cut, but using a wood as the base rather than lino. And I just wondered whether or not I could use these to try and do some wood block printing. What do you think? Would it work? As I say, I'm not sure the wood is the best kind of wood for it. I just don't know. I've not done wood block printing before, so I don't know what types of woods are best. I've not done research into it, but I just wondered. And you know when you just get an idea in your head and you just think, would it work? Can I try it? Especially because these were so cheap that I don't feel bad if they get a little bit ruined. I wondered about engraving with an engraving tool. Because back in the day I bought this engraver, this Dremel Engraver from Argos with my nectar points. Good old nectar points. And I wondered whether that could be the thing that creates the design on my coasters, and then I can just ink up the surface and try and take a print from it. Is that viable? Would that work? I think it would work. So with this confidence that it would work, I'm just gonna have a go and see whether it does. And if it doesn't, never mind. I kind of figure once I've inked it up and tried to take a print from it, if it doesn't work, then I could just varnish up the coasters and like just use them as coasters. And there'd just be like a really inky engraved design, which would be quite unique anyway. So kind of win-win. Let's give it a go. Okay, so these are the designs that I've been noodling on. I thought maybe go for just a really simple art kind of theme. I didn't want to go too intricate because I don't know how this is going to take to the engraving anyway. So this is what we've ended up with. I'm not too sure about this one. This is scissors if it doesn't if it doesn't look like that. I think it actually looks a bit like plague doctors. Yeah, the masks that they had. So I think I'll focus on this one first and just see whether or not that works. Just to say, I have already sanded these down. Let's try and draw a pencil. Is that central? I think I'm getting distracted by the grain. It messes with your head when you're drawing like this because you have to remember that the dark lines you're putting down are actually going to be white. Okay, so I can't talk you through this in real time. Because as I put this on, you'll hear the sound is incredibly loud for such a tiny object. So yeah, I will put some nice music on. Or of course you can just watch it in silence if you want, turn the sound off entirely. I'm sure it'd be more therapeutic than my whole process of this, which will just be did go a little bit wibbly as I'm trying to go diagonal across the grain. So we might get a bit of a wibbly nib there when we when we try and print it, if it prints at all. Shall we try and print it? This is a super cheap roller, which is why it doesn't kind of roll evenly sometimes, but eventually you can get there. Just keep picking it up, letting it spin, so that each time you put it down, you get a different part of the roller hitting the ink. So hopefully we can cover it. This is the moment of truth. How am I going to hold this still while I... Oh, Jem, I didn't think of that. Just have to... This might take a bit of time to just get it, because it's obviously not completely flat. Although, having a bit of texture around it like that, maybe that's not a bad thing. Who knows? Let's give it a go. I'm just using regular printer paper. It's about 100 GSM, and I've just whacked my hand on it. Just splattered it with my hand. And then I'm rubbing it with the base of my palm, which can give the most even pressure, because I'm assuming that that's what it needs. I might try, I do have my spoon, my trusty spoon, if I need to try and get more pressure. What do we think? Is that enough? Maybe. Let's see. Have you worked? Oh, kind of. It could be darker, which, I mean, it's possible that this wood is kind of like soaking the ink into it, because maybe with wood engraving you're supposed to kind of cover it in some way. Like, do you varnish it or something so that it doesn't soak in? Probably. But, you know, for a first go, I don't think that's too bad. Let's try another one. But see, I do think that that would be quite cool if you kind of left that as it was to fully soak in with full ink on it, and then varnish it. And you could just use it like a coaster. But that's kind of also been used. It's got the reminder on it that it's a kind of printmaking kind of thing. I don't know, that kind of appeals to me. Does it appeal to you? Let me know in the comments. This is like making really annoying squeaking sounds, my roller. Can you hear those squeaks? I've got a tiny mouse in my roller. It is like really satisfying though. Rolling rollers is really satisfying. There's no getting around it. It's just fun. Let's try and get this to be a nice thick coat. Yeah, well, give it a whirl. Okay, I wonder whether I should try and put more pressure on this one. Maybe we'll try the spoon. Is this going to make it better, or is it going to kind of like leave streak marks on it? Just in case it leaves kind of streak marks. Let's do kind of outward pressure, as if it's kind of like radiating out from the pencil. Oh, it's definitely darker, this one. Oh, now you have, it does leave streaks. Oh, but that's good, isn't it? Oh, that worked a lot better. But look, you can see where I've used the spoon, because you can see those streaks. When I said, oh, I'll do them like radial outwards, it hasn't shown as much on this side, so I must have put more pressure with my hand on this side. Or there must be more ink on that side, maybe. Who knows? But that's definitely come out darker and stronger. I like that. That's good. Okay, I'm intrigued now to try perhaps another one, and then to kind of print them together. Now we know that it's possible to do some prints with this. Let's try another one. Let's try the brush maybe, so that we can have the pair. we are. This is what we're left with. And so now we get to try and print it. Let's get our ink back. Okay, we might try this one. Splat. Ooh, press. Get into all those crevices. La 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 la. Get into all those nooky nooks. La 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 la. Oh no, this one's. Oh! Oh! That's quite nice. That's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. Maybe because I put a thicker ink roll on there. I forgot on this one that it's a flip. So my dooblies are coming off this side, which I kind of like it better than coming off the other side. I don't really know why. You know, I'm pretty impressed with how this has turned out. It's worked really well with this engraver. I wonder if we can try and do a print then with both of these together on one sheet. Let's give that a go. I'm just going to top up our reserves. Lovely inky sticky noise. The only thing with them being already inked is that then you don't quite know how much then ink is still needing to go on. It's a bit of a guessing game, but you can kind of see if you kind of like tilt your head to the side so you can kind of see where the light is falling on it. You can kind of see the shininess of the fresh ink. No! Not as much came up as I thought actually there. And this is why it's nice to have water-based inks, because they come off easy. Good grief. Now, who knows whether I'll get this straight, but luckily by using the grain kind of gives us a bit of a clue at least, doesn't it? Don't know whether that's in the centre. Right, now the only thing is you need to try and then keep it steady and flip it. Right. Whoop. Sticky. Yes! Oh, that's quite good, isn't it? So now we've just got to not mess it up and try and get this on that bit. Okay, right. Do we put it... Now, here's a question. Do we put it so it's coming down that way? That's quite cool, isn't it? Have it kind of coming opposite from it rather than sitting up. Yeah, I think I like it better that way. Again, we'll follow the grain. Is that in line with that? Ooh, we're committed. We're committed now. We just have to hope. Let's push, let's push. Ow, my palm is hurting now. Let's just give it a go. Hee hee! Hee 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 hee! Oh, I am pleased. Oh, look, and that is so well lined up. Look at that. I'm like super happy just about that, because that looks like that line's continuing straight into, I even got like, wow. But actually, you know what? Look, I am super chuffed with that. It's come out so, it's got the like a nice little bit of texture still in amongst the black, so it's not like fully perfect. You don't want perfect with home printmaking because it's not possible to get fully perfect things, but the texture gives it that extra grittiness and just a little bit more interest for the eye, isn't it? But and I like the lines are a bit wibbly, sure, but I think that sort of like makes it arty, and it's a pencil and a brush, and it's kind of about art and just sort of having a go and seeing what happens. And look, seeing what happens, sometimes it comes out okay. Experiments work. And these are the two coasters that we've got. And so if I didn't want to use them as plates anymore to do printing, I could just varnish these up. And I think they're kind of quite cool as coasters themselves now, aren't they? That would look quite cool, putting your manky mug on. That is like old paint water and stuff in there. That's not my drink, just so we know I'm not drinking scuzz. Okay, so that is the
final thing. I'm really pleased with it, and I've still got 4 more coasters left that I can have a go with and try some different designs with, so that's exciting. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for sticking with me through to the bitter end to see how this came out. I'm really chuffed with it. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up, because it really does help. And I hope you have a good day and keep making happy. I'll see you next time. Ooh, just put my finger on my sticky doodah.